and welcome back to the daily edition of Into Vietnam, only here on VITV channel. Let's take a look at our top stories of the day. The Vietnam Asset Management Company cuts rate on non-performing loans to 10.3% per annum. Standard & Poor's maintains Techcombank rating at -BB. And Hanoi holds annual investor meeting 2014. The Vietnam Asset Management Company, or VAMC, has announced its reduction on interest rates on purchased destructive debts. The rates applied on acquired non-performing loans were brought down to 10.3% per annum from 10.7%. The rate for loans in US dollars was also adjusted from annual 4.8% to 4.7%, while the rate for loans in euro stayed unchanged. The new rates are applicable for the debts allowed by the VMC to have their rates changed in Q4 of the year. This is the third time the state company made adjustment to purchase debts. Previously, in Q2, VAMC decided on a strong cut of bought loans, some of which have their rates reduced from 15 to 80% per annum to around 10.7%. In Q3, the company maintained the rates for Vietnam Dong loans, but slashed the rate in US dollars and euro. Mr. Nguyễn Quốc Hùng, chairman of the VMC, said, since establishment on August 19 of 2014, VMC bought more than 3.5 trillion dong of sound loans, worth totally 58.74 trillion dong, with a bought value of 48.97 trillion dong. The company issued 42.96 trillion dong of special bonds for 35 selling credit institutions. The credit rating agency Standard & Poor's keep its ratings on Techcombank at BB- over B, with positive assessment for the lender, as Techcombank is taking a strong foothold, full-scale risk management, above average capital funding and good liquidity. S&P said Techcombank has a firm position in individual and SMEs lending segments. Its current place among the top commercial joint stock buying in Vietnam also facilitate the lender business. Techcombank's mobilization from its customers accounts for 3.2% of the fund in the local banking industry. The lender is seen to have developed diversified business and service models, even though it mainly focused in the local market. In the past years, Techcombank took crucial steps to expand to the further south areas. The bank's lending over mobilization rate as of June 30th of 2014 hit 40%, higher than the average level of the banking sector. However, S&P thinks Techcombank will have difficulties in raising its total assets due to adverse business climate here in the country. The rating agency also commented on Vietnam's low credit quality. At the annual investor meeting 2014 in Hanoi on October 16th, Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải has affirmed the Vietnamese government's policy of encouraging and facilitating international groups, businesses and investors to operate in the country by improving tariffs and foreign investment procedures in a bid to attract investors. He said, despite the severe impact of global economic crisis, the country's economy still achieved its growth rate target. This is an important basis for sustaining an investment environment rich in opportunities and potential for domestic and international investors in the near future. Discussing with investors on opportunities and investment policies in the interest-rated fields such as energy, infrastructure and manufacturing, he stressed the government's efforts in calling for sources from the society to ease the public investment burden. He highly valued organizations and businesses who took the initiative to stimulate investment, enter into cooperation agreements with international partners, and form joint ventures in an effort to diversify Vietnam's market and investment opportunities. The event also provided investors the chance to exchange information and update and brief each other on cooperation strategies on infrastructure investment, real estate, and capital market development. New models for investment in social entities and the development of open funds in the country were also presented at the meeting. The Ministry of Planning and Investment revealed as many as 70,000 businesses dissolved in the first 9 months of 2014, medium and large enterprises that could survive through the last few years, yet now had lost their strength to hold on. Clearly, businesses still have to face many challenges, though the government and competent authorities have continuously implemented measures to accelerate the economic growth. More insights in the following report.
Currently, low inflation is of major concern for businesses due to the recent declines of CPI. If deflation happened, prices would decline and the Vietnam dong would gain more value, prompting investors to tighten their budgets. Thus, the economy will encounter a shock of insufficient capital circulation and rising competitions among local firms. As reported by the National Financial Supervisory Commission, as of September 2014, inflation bottomed down at 3.12%, the lowest level in the last 2 years, and it can hardly surpass 4%.
Giá rất là rẻ nhưng mà ít người mua. Nói cho cùng, sản xuất có tăng trưởng thì do thị trường, quyết định do thị trường hết, mà thị trường bán hàng khó khăn thì rõ ràng là có ảnh hưởng đến công ăn việc làm. Có doanh thu mới có lợi nhuận. Dù có tiết kiệm chi phí mấy cũng chỉ là tăng tỷ lệ lợi nhuận thôi, chứ không thể nào là không có doanh thu mà có lợi nhuận được.
To illustrate for this, in spite of lower prices, the domestic purchasing power remains low. In 8 months' time, the inventory index stood at 13.4%, up 0.2%. Commodities get stuck. In the meantime, borrowing are squeezed by banks with the fear of NPLs as well. Amid the current tough condition, Vietnamese businesses are confronting numerous hardships.
Thực sự ra doanh nghiệp lúc này vẫn là khó khăn nhất, nếu trong ngành kể cả sản xuất và thương mại thì đều là khó khăn, bởi vì cái thị trường nó đồng tiền nó khan hiếm. Do vậy nếu sản xuất ra thì vẫn khó bán hàng là cái thứ nhất. Còn nếu là mình là người thương mại hoặc là làm một cái đại lý thì hàng hóa tiêu thụ vẫn chậm. Thời điểm này nó cũng rất nhiều khó khăn cho doanh nghiệp.
To overcome the crisis, instead of relying too much on the government policies, businesses have to stand on their feet and find out the way to produce high-quality products, boosting labor productivities. They themselves are the ones who hold the key factors to overcome difficulties and promote their names.
Mình chưa có tự tìm một cái lợi thế cạnh tranh riêng, một cái khai thác một cái gì đó riêng cho cái đặc sản, gọi là đặc sản của doanh nghiệp mình, của đất nước mình, của địa phương mình, mà thường mình sử dụng cái đi theo. Chính vì vậy cho nên là có nhiều khi tự mình cạnh tranh lẫn nhau chứ chưa phải nước ngoài cạnh tranh với mình.
Nên hãy làm thật, hãy nên làm ăn thật, tạo ra những sản phẩm thật. Hãy bớt cái tư duy đầu cơ và chỉ có làm ăn thật, tạo ra công ăn việc làm thật thì chúng ta mới có thể phát triển bền vững, phải tạo ra sản phẩm chất lượng tốt, mới có thể đứng vững ở trong thị trường nội địa.
Repeatedly in recent years, the unprosperous economic situation has brought many difficulties to businesses. The hardest one is finding market output, because reducing the interest rate and the input without bringing commodity to the market can only relieve the cost, not making any profit. Till the end of the year, if businesses are not rescued, surely the number of them dissolved will continue rising.
Ho Chi Minh City, which is Vietnam's southern metropolis, is among 10 emerging market cities that CNN believes are the best places for people to launch and nurture a startup. The mega city, known as the financial hub of the Southeast Asian country, and the other 9 cities have emerged as formidable contenders in the new economy, even though they were once business backwaters. According to Mr. Simon Squibb, CEO of Hong Kong-based Net Investment, like other cities on the list, Ho Chi Minh City has leveraged what were once disadvantages and continue its ascent. CNN said, with 70% of the population under the age of 30, the energy and buzz in this country will continue to build on its growing startup scene. Some of the successful startups based in Ho Chi Minh City included Hal, a 9-gag model social media website, and Tiki, an online shopping website that hopes to become Vietnam's Amazon. And now, before we go, let's check out today's gold prices, forex, and stock market. That's all for this edition of IntoVietnam. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you soon and goodbye for now.